Damn, he's insane with the P2K. Are we going to see him pop off a little here as he falls back to the end of the halls? What just happened?
That flash could not have been more
got
perfect.
so blind that his hand came off his mouse. Just stopped moving.
Moving.
Oh, Shazam showing up and living up to what I'm talking about here, man. He's just steady with the P2K, and he's ready to equalize, but he's getting a little overexcited, a little overambitious in rush. Gonna counter that. With nobody on the left side of the A bomb site here, they're forced to kind of rush over and be in an uncomfortable position, and unless Cajun can get multiple here.
Oh, that was a mess.
Yeah.
This looks like it's gonna be a Cloud9 round as automatic
That was a panic.
stands in front of the law. Can't really do much with that. Doesn't make sense.
His name is actually pronounced Stanisław.
Polish?
Yeah.
No, Stanisław.
Stanisław.
Well, that's a stupid name.
Whoa! There it is. Boom. It's a nice knife, though.
It's,
that is. That looks like I've never seen that before. That
Yeah, I don't feel like
looks
I've
like
seen
the
it colour
bottom
before.
of the ocean.
Yeah.
It does. Or
The
beaches in Turks and Caicos. Grace Beach. Grace Bay Beach.
I'm thinking more of like a Middle Central America type.
Caribbean waters works as well. Bahamas.
Confident with the dig. About to be punished with the flames. And fell back into his death. Not quite sure about that one.
Why has FNS added a hyphen to his name? Who does he think he is?
I mean, he's got to mix things up, man. Change crosshair, add a hyphen. He's a...
Oh, how many... Do you think if we enabled CL_crosshair_T1, do you think it would trigger the audience? So it would be the T crosshair like I use. I reckon it would trigger the audience.
I don't like it.
Nice large crosshair. Green.
Yeah, we used white for a very long time. Lurpus would always complain.
He is very much a... he's a keen green crosshair beam. And I think the broadcasts have got to the point where we can use the green one again, because before it could be hard to see on lower quality broadcasts. And that can be also about the people watching and their connection as opposed to our connection. But we used to stream 720p and now we stream 1080p, so
yeah, I mean, that's
crosshair it is.
I used to say that to him, like the white with black outline, that creates the best possible contrast against any possible map. And you want to have something standardized for all maps. In the Quake days, players would have specific colors for crosshair and models for specific maps. I think for visibility, it's like it's what you want.
Yeah, aesthetically though, the green is Counter-Strike.
It's true, that's true.
Mine used to be pink, my crosshair, but I recently changed it to yellow. Because those are the two most visible colors.
Yeah, I usually use like pink as well.
Those are the high vis colors, but now my crosshair matches my shoes.
I like going to yellow sometimes from green. Yeah, that's the key, honestly. Whatever shoes you're wearing that day, you should just have your config ready.
Yeah, I've got too many black shoes though to do that. That grenade did not go where it was planned. And again, there was one team who, from top mid, had a grenade which would bounce into the pit, and they would do it every round. And I forget which team it was, and I have not seen it happen recently, of late. 3-0 for Cloud9. Double sniper rifles for Optic straight off the bat. Config with number 2. Could be one of 2 players towards the B bomb site, just holding an angle by the side of the half wall. Monsieur Tariq continues with the Mac-10. I watched him play some FPL last night.
Look how well Cloud9 have conserved the grenades. We're coming up to a minute mark. They've applied some pressure. They baited out some grenades at the CTs. They're playing a very slow banana style, and they've saved their utility to do a late banana take, which is very efficient on utility, because the CTs will play further back typically, unless they're committing really hard, which they are not. And you can see just 1 Molotov, 2 Molotovs, just slowly pushing the Opus back, creating more presence. And at the moment, for some reason, Optic are actually floating a 4th player towards A. So have they read this as...
They think it's a fake.
A fake, yeah.
FNS saying hello, and Config does not spot any more players. And here comes the rest of the push from Cloud9. Config will hear their legs, and now the rotation is starting. Config picks off Rush. He might have to just settle for holding construction now. Goes for the flick on Tarek, doesn't realize he's still up there, trying to no-scope the planter as well. 3 shots, not able to land any of them. I think that's unlucky, but now there's a fight for construction.
Yeah, that was really good work by Config, but even better of a fake from Cloud9 that completely sold Optic. That was very cool, very subtle as well. Oh, and Stan with a very nice knowledge of angles, a very predictable spot around the coffins, might as well. And he'll get fortunate. Now down to Skadoodle, very strong position, gets one, he's so good in the clutch. Skadoodle with two, looking for the third. The trade comes out before the reload's in. And that is, oh, is there time? Oh, there's no time. Oh, so Skadoodle did enough. Cloud9 will win the rounds. Dude.
I was trying to think about it. I was trying to like feel the defeat. I was like, could he? Yeah, I think he would have still lost, but by a hair.
What do you think of the fake? Or sort of how Cloud9 played out the rounds?
Well, I don't. It didn't. I was gonna comment on that. Did they even fake much? I guess they just like used, like you said, they juiced Optic's utility so hard that Stan just said, "Hey, why not play a little guess?"
It kind of looked like Cloud9 knew that Optic had fought towards A. It seems like the way that they exploded it. Maybe,
yeah. I don't know. Just maybe the nades they saw. They made a lot of noise in halls. Seemed pretty standard, honestly.
Might be wrong. May have just been a massive misread from Optic, but
well, either way, Config did a great job to get two, and pretty much probably could have even gotten third or stayed alive. But
yeah, I think there was a fair chance where he got those 3 shots around the smoke that he gets more than that.
Yeah,
a lot of the time, or a fair amount. There we go. 2 Optic players remain in this eco round. Config moving forward to Deagle. Can he get any more? Running out of bullets. Not running out of targets though. Shazam 1 versus 3. He needs a fast kill. But he's probably going to lose this to an arch push. Indeed he will. Tarek to finish things off, and it's looking pretty good for Cloud9 so far. Really building a nice lead at the beginning of Inferno.
Optic doesn't have too much to be unconfident about going into this round, just more probably irritated that they lost that retake after having a 5-on-3.
So this is a really big one, isn't it? The double orbs. No money in the tank. The quick push, and fast. First time we've seen a very fast push there. Not too much utility used, just going for the peaks. Finesse with the trade, forcing Config back with the orb. He's been doing a good job so far in holding these spots, but a 44 early round by Cloud9. That's really cool. There's a lot you can do with this. The CTs will go to a bomb site now, and with 2 orbs, you'd imagine they're going to play fairly passively overall. So the Inferno is the oyster of Cloud9 at the moment.
Double short play from Optic Gaming. There are question marks to be had, although Shazam is holding an angle, smoked off or forced away now with the Molotov, in fact. So now they are devoid of information towards Arch. Optic Gaming have to play at the back. It really compromises where they can play on B, because a rap could eventually come in. Shazam looking for that information now, and he might just find some. Spots a second player there, but is it an A play or is it a rap? Most likely the latter, maybe, with nobody in a short position. 36 seconds and FNS is on the run.
Config with a very good angle. Cajun with the flash ready. It's going to be very, very difficult for just 2 players to try to swarm in here. Not what you want, but Skadoodle's good for the trade. That's really nice work. Skadoodle can't get the quick flick around to find Cajun, and Cajun will finish things off. It's quite interesting, you know, Cloud9, they had a lot of options. They chose the B split. They could have tried to just simply do a set piece into one of the bomb sites, and the split did not work out for them.
I saw some people in chat asking about how they get the drops, guys. Can you do a quick explanation?
Firstly, you need to be on gaming.youtube.com, not // face it. If you're on a normal YouTube site, it is not active. So it has to be the gaming subdomain. Secondly, you have to go to Faceit and go to integrations and connect your YouTube account to your Faceit account. And that is how you are eligible for the drops. Given away over 5 million points so far. There we go, 5.63 majillions. And there are more to come. Stay tuned, stay connected with your accounts. Stanislaw getting curious at the bottom of Banana, not really being challenged at the moment. Pop flash is there, Tarak was waiting for it, but he can't do anything about it. Minute 10 on the clock, and FNS will worry about this. may slow down Cloud9. It really limits how much they can sell something towards the B bomb sites. Looking to push the CTs back from top mid once again, but there are 4 players here. If the smoke goes down towards Arch, maybe they would have boosted over it. However, it is a Molotov to start things off.
Well, it's the approach. I like how diverse things have looked so far for Cloud9 in these approaches, and Finesse is going to win the battle against Config. That's actually such an enormous frag. You can see immediately pulls rotation from Shazam. That means the AWP's not towards A. And Finesse is going to try to sell this as hard as he can. And Optic are good not to rotate anybody else, but you can see Stan after that frag will fall back towards Arch. So things looking a little bit hard for Cloud9. I like how they're sort of working on the fly, saying, okay, A is looking a bit troublesome now. Finesse has some space towards B. Let's try to leverage that, and we'll see the bomb is making its way to B.
Shazam running back to construction, but FNS hears him. FNS will wait for him. But can Stanislaw make the money plane? Is he running distraction in the meantime? His spray will get punished. Those tracers, every 3rd bullet, starting with the first. Shazam will trade the push from FNS. And Skadoodle, ooh, who is closest to the corner here? Skadoodle is in trouble. How does he avoid the double peek? He's got to use the coffins as a wall. Some shoulder peeking from Shazam. The crouch peek will be enough. But a 2nd round for Optic Gaming.
That's a pretty nice round by Optic. I thought that they may over-rotate or something like that, but they kind of held to A despite Finesse opening up the entire B-bomb side. They didn't overreact. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, nice poised retake there. Everyone together. Getting that confident momentum come back, and you can win rounds in desperate ways. Or you could win rounds in confident ways. Says a lot about the rest of the match here.
Oh my days. Thought Shazam was going to get caught there. Maybe he still can. He's on the angle though. And he'll take down Skadoodle, who had the AWP. Now Automatic has the AWP. Now Automatic is in the apartments. And now Automatic is going to see if he can get some luck, some love with this AWP of his. 4 players on the A defense though for Optic. That does not bode well here. This peek is going to have to be really nice. Good flash to take him off the angle so Automatic can push forwards, but there's a bait set up.
Ooh, surely that collided.
I don't think it did. Somehow.
Either way, the way they ran away, I wouldn't think they would hear it. But it may not have, you never know. Through the legs perhaps. 50 seconds on the clock. Once again, 4 players for Optic on A. No response for Cloud9. They will be comfortable with the later pushes. Does Stanislaw engage FNS immediately if he sees him? Or does he wait? There's 1. There's 2. That's the bomb as well. And the other push, the simultaneous push, is now useless for Cloud9 because the bomb is irretrievable. No kills for Cloud9. Perfect round for Optic Gaming.
It's crazy. When you see Stanislaw in that spot at that time in the round, you're like, this round there's no way they can win this. Because it just seems so clear that they're not going to check it.
Wonder if he thought he died to Arch right here, because he was...
Yeah, he kind of walked back, I think he's like almost as though he thought he was okay, and also that he's like, I'm too far away to trade.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right. That just really tells you that how unexpected that position was. They really didn't anticipate 4 people to be playing A. Optic working out well.
Almost very heavy nade there.
Yeah, that's a nice angle. On old Inferno, you see people bounce it off the wall where the door is into like deeper into 2nd mid as people are running up, as opposed to facing. Anyways, fast round from these pistoling Cloud9 players, lining up for Cage in B, and he will deliver both kills. More bullets in the bank, but not enough to take out Skadoodle. Okay, it's a 3 versus 2.
That
What on earth has
strat
happened?
is so powerful.
What is the strat?
Just a Halls pop with the 2 flashes. Like, anytime I'm playing pickup games and I'm just like hugging, I try to tell people, can we do this? And no one knows how to do it right. But like right there, it's so powerful because the whole concept is the first guy who jumps out like goes like wide to the site. So that, because you're trying to blind the balcony guys, and then if whoever's not blind, you want their crosshair to be pulled towards the site, and then the other 2 guys coming out halls jump straight in pit, so that what just happened, where the guy basically ran out of ammo because he had to like switch between targets so much and spray, that Tyler was literally just able to get the Glock kill on that guy. If he had more ammo, he dies. But it's one of those things where you can get 2, lose the round, and it's still like an awesome eco,
Yeah.
or potentially get that 3rd kill and be in like a balanced 2v2. In that case, they had an op, so it was really easy to hold that library peak. But such a powerful strat that you always got to be aware of. That strat's been in Infernos for so long in previous versions of the game, and you just always have to be ready for it.
The grenade I was referencing was actually at the beginning of New Inferno, because it was so risky for the CTs to face the window as opposed to how it used to be, where I'm still risky but not as bad as it is in that big open window. So you wouldn't see this so much, but people like AZ would throw a grenade off of the right wall where Rush is, which would land to where he would have been if he kept on going forwards. Don't see it so often anymore.
Nice. Nice catch by Siggy. Catches the flash thrown and then the peeker.
Yeah.
Sligwell.
Sligwell. Sligwell observer for ECS. Sees all the things.
Observer man.
Observer man, observer guy.
I think I'd be a terrible observer because you have to like remember all the numbers, and I would just like switch to like the wrong guy after the flash or something.
The worst is when you like panic, like you're on the wrong perspective and you like panic switch, and then something else happens. You're like, oh my god, and you just like lose
go
track
back.
of everything. And
You're
then
behind on every play.
Oh, there was a time actually where we were observing and casting at the same time, and when you went to too many third-person perspectives, it would crash the game. So when I would do that a lot. So when I would remember.
Yeah. I remember also when you would try to follow grenades, it sometimes would crash the game too.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, it was great. Great time. 30 seconds remain for Cloud9. They've got Rush on the balcony position. 2 players around the pit for Optic Gaming. Really slow round for Cloud9, and surely, well, no one's on the sights for the CT side, otherwise they would have heard the scope. 20 seconds remain, and Shazam's got a nice angle on the bomb. Surely this is going to end in a disaster.
Not necessarily, because you only have this one guy left on the right side of the site. Even though there's a deficit is in Cloud9 or in Optic's favor, it's just something like that could happen. Optic could have easily wiped them out right there, but because of the way they were set up, they gave Cloud9 the ability to get in the site and have those fights.
That was so close.
Now it's a tough situation, because when you have an op on like Skadoodle, you never know what he could be holding.
Where is Skadoodle?
Might actually just
Moto.
work out for Optic.
Automatic will spot the first couple, and they take them both down with a continuation spray. No, he gets traded out. Skadoodle is now in play, and he has, well, rather, Stanislaw has no idea where he is. Absolutely no idea. And Skadoodle's using that to his advantage, and he doesn't even have to engage. Lovely stuff. That was crazy.
Wow.
That was really crazy. It looked like where the bomb dropped, that was going to cause so many problems, but then they planted with exactly 3.5 seconds left and then won the round. Crazy. Insane.
When Shazam picked the player through the smoke, and there was a smoke on Arch, and then the bomb had to go through Arch after all that kerfuffle, the pit player had an angle on all of it, and I thought, dear Lord.
Kerfuffle.
But
they even had 2 guys in pit, 1 balcony, 1 pit. I didn't realize that right when I made that comm that they would still be able to win the round, but then they actually didn't. They went 1 for 2 on the pit, so.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy.
Optic's pretty upset right now. This whole half has been kind of tilting. The first gun round they lost was a 5 versus 3. They lost an eco round Glocks out halls, and then they just lost 3v5 again.
Oh, the wide peak. It's going to be problematic. Config trying to hold things down, not quite able to. Automatic though, can't really press on since he is carrying the bomb. Stay close to his teammates. Interesting what they choose to do now. Does this increase the likelihood of A with weapons drop down banana and no one there to protect them? Cajun B in the pit with a P2000. 2000 isn't enough. No space odyssey for him.
Would you have killed him with the silencer there?
No space odyssey for him, Jordan. Did you get it, Jordan?
No.
2001 Space Odyssey.
I know that.
P2000.
Oh, okay, so.
Would he have killed him with a USP?
That makes sense.
I think it was close enough to hit a USP, so who knows?
It took me a second to figure out what he was after, but yeah.
I wasn't sure if there's like more depth to it. I've definitely heard of the movie, but.
There's no depth to it there, Jordan. There's depthless.
Lacking depth. Gade
I wish we
here.
had that on the soundboard.
Gade getting deep. Ready to catch somebody and then fall back.
Catch him. Catch 'em
Cajun
all.
here, just in case the T's do decide to just come up in the window and maybe start spamming, he could swing in and get a kill. Cloud9 opting to just wait out the nades here. What's really dangerous right here is Tyler. Yeah, Tyler's aware that Shazam could be peeking at any kind of aggressive angle. Good flashes right here, so key. And a lot of people, they think that you need to actually take middle to have full control of it. Like, after this kill, they could kind of give it up, but Automatic realizes that he just killed the left mid player. But I'm actually surprised he didn't go up arch there. Maybe he's assuming there's already a guy rotated. Is that messing up Tarek's molly or something? Or smoke? I don't know.
All of Cloud9 towards the B bomb site, and because of that pick on A, the second B player has rotated, leaving Config alone. They're playing closer to smoke, but that gap is perfect for Config. Manages to survive and rotate as well. Bomb needs to get planted, Scooby will try and get into position, but he's good for the second shot onto Cajun B.
Oh my gosh. Cajun's pretty upset right there.
Tarek facing the floor. Waiting for some flashbang, I presume.
Yeah, I was going to say, why does he need to look at the floor and smoke?
He was looking kind of sideways, but it might be for sound cues as well. Stanislaw alone, 1 versus 4. There's tagging he can do, but I'm not sure about the round. No kit for Stanislaw, but they don't know that, so that might keep Cloud9 pressed forward. Is he on the bomb? I think they know he's not. Does he get anything else out of it? Oh, the timing is absolutely perfect. The AWP for Shazam as well. Marvelous! Shazam.
Spammy. Spam-zam. I was trying to put it in the first part of his name. Doesn't work.
Spamazam. Well, yeah, it definitely seems like a very frustrating game for Optic, but at the very least, Stan was able to save the ult for Shazam, as you mentioned, and that's going to give them a pretty nice-looking buy overall. The lack of utility is definitely never ideal, but they can work with this. We see Shazam going towards the quad position, and there will be some presence towards second mid early on from Cloud9. Ooh, did he fall off the head? Or what happened there exactly?
I think he did.
Yeah, he's like trying to take the peak, but
That pick's really cool.
Yeah.
They used a little crate to line it up.
Yeah, that was really cool. Got to be confident in Shazam to hit the shot though, because I think that Snake is vulnerable. Vulnerable.
But I think that's why he fell off. His teammate was trying not to be too far into mid. And we're so far that he fell off like Mace when he became a pasta.
I wish I knew
Knew what?
what you were talking about.
Mace, the rapper from, like, you know, the Puff Daddy times with Biggie Smalls. Don't you remember Mace?
I don't remember
No,
Mace either.
somehow I don't.
Oh, what was that? What was that song? What was the famous song? I'll come back to it in a minute.
Now that you're saying that, I feel like it is in my...
You know who Mace is. Optic Gaming reaching for the Mace because the guns aren't really doing it in this round. They've lost 2 players.
Reaching for something.
I'm all over this. You know that, you know, BIG, no info for the DEA? Remember that song? Mo Money, Mo Problems?
Yes.
There's Mace on there.
Mm.
He's one who talks kind of casually.
Mm.
So is he not rapping then? He's just talking.
Oh, it's rapping, he's not singing. Rapping's rapping.
Ooh, nice lineup for KJB with the UMP. That's going to do a lot of damage. Stanislaw. Stanislav. Last man standing.
Shazam was already legged, though, so he got tagged right away.
Another frustrating round for Optic.
Yeah, this is just like nothing really exciting has had the chance to happen. Every time Optic has a little advantage, they seem to kind of like blow it. But in unique ways.
I feel like they played so many rounds like quite well also. Like they've had a pretty cool CT side from the decision-making standpoint. It's just
hard to criticize them heavily.
yeah. And it's kind of sort of the opposite situation we saw with Virtus Pro earlier today, where we see Virtus Pro having a frustrating game, but sort of it was on Cobblestone, and sort of it was the fact that they weren't putting themselves in consistent positions and making good calls necessarily. They were just relying on individuality instead, individual play. And here is like kind of the opposite. This is like I think this is like the more frustrating version, where it's like you actually make good calls and you just sort of just get outshot. There's like you lose key rounds because of timings and all this kind of stuff.
Definitely frustrating, and the good thing is from Optic, I could tell they're doing what you need to do, which is just like don't let it fully tilt you or make you play more scared. Just kind of got to keep chipping away and hope for 4 or 5 here.
Yeah.
And then win that T-pistol and kind of maybe hope something bounces your way as the second half begins.
Absolutely. Oh, they should really be able to convert here, get this 5 rounds, and then as Jordan says, that pistol can then even up the game completely. But they need those extra 2 rounds. They've got the first pick off onto Rush, but in the meantime, Cloud9 have decided to rally themselves at the top of Banana. And Skadoodle will take contact with the AWP. Very nice. Tarek was there with him as well. Down at Slaw. Will spot the first running across. Config. I'm not sure. I guess he was looking away or he's blinded, but he will not be able to make the frag either. But it should be available to him soon. No one checking his position whatsoever.
It's crazy that that's possible. Tarek probably is in disbelief because he got shot from the other guy's spawn, and the other guy was premeditating a flash, so he turned. So Tarek didn't get shot. So as much as Tim is probably like confused, it's hard to be mad at Tarek there because he really just had a unique thing happen to him.
3 versus 5 holds for Cloud9. Very slow lurk in Banana from Gade. He's the only person on, but oh my god, Cage's B, what in the blazes was that? There's a flank from Gade, making use of the distraction. That is a very successful retake from Optic Gaming. The numbers were too great, they chose the timing well, confused the Cloud9 players, and that's round number 4 for the CT side of Optic.
I noticed with the last kill there, like sometimes when you're on the player mode and they die and they make that like just sighing sound, like they're just really annoyed. It's like, oh. It's in that context, it's just really funny to me because I never really listened to it before. Yeah, it's just like it's just someone that's just slightly frustrated. Anyway, because I do wonder sometimes if Valve will put more sort of like variable sounds and stuff like that in there to spice it up. But we have and that's push here from Optic. Speaking of spicing stuff up, they're going to throw all the spice in there. It's Cage and B though to be able to get the frag as he falls back and away. Rush opening things up, making life quite difficult. And on the escape, Tarek will cut off the escape path. Really nice play there from Cloud9, and Optic's aggression has had a crazy negative domino effect. And now it's just down to 2 of them to save it.
Config sees nobody else mid, so Shazam has to be on alert, but he already was. FNS still in second mid. That's quite a pain for Config, leaving Shazam alone now, 1 versus 3. There's 1 player's behind him, and he will hunt FNS. It's a very tight angle being held by P Money, who falls back, and his lurk will be a problem for Shazam. See players moving up short and Arch as well. So there it is, the last round of the first half for Cloud9. 11-4, quite a colossal half for the team of Cloud9. Skadoodle 12 for 7. Would you look at that?
Absolutely. Let's have it. I mean, every time we've seen him since he said that he'd go inactive, he's just been a complete baller.
Yeah, it could be one of those things where that's where, and there's no inside info here because I actually wasn't even sure if he was playing today. I haven't talked to him about this yet, but sometimes when you're like ready to go out and you make the announcement publicly, it kind of takes this like pressure off your shoulders because like you just don't really care.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I'm gonna play. I have to show up. My team has a match, but and that helps anybody. But obviously Tyler has a lot of skills if he wants to.
Speaking of which.
Yeah, and then Tim just decides to stand there.
No.
Hold his crosshair and, as you said, hit the stop button.
Oof, just stand left. Wonder who uses the biggest crosshair in professional CS.
Is it me?
Might be you. Maybe is it you? Do you have a massive crosshair?
5. Size 5.
5. 5's pretty big.
Gap 1.
What res do you play on?
1024 stretched right now.
Oh my god, that's massive. That's enormous. That is a big crosshair.
Every stream I have to do a tutorial for everyone who comes in. Someone's always like, oh, I can't stand watching his crosshair. Or something like how to use a big crosshair and shoot heads, and I have to explain to them kind of what we were talking about earlier. I'm like, pretend the head doesn't exist in the model. You can visualize everything, and so what I do is I go really big with my crosshair, and then I do crosshair 0. I have nothing on my screen.
Yeah.
And I show them how my mind can still kind of find the center of my screen. So to that point, then I say, as long as I have a crosshair, I can now find the center of my screen pretty fast with my eyes anyways, and then the crosshair is just a reference point now for the center of my screen. And then how you want to look at that reference point is up to you. Like, what is aesthetically pleasing? I don't need to see a model's head to shoot it. You know, you could literally remove it from the game, and I would still be able to hit a headshot just because you see it so much. So that's, you know, people always think you need to have the little center of the crosshair on someone's head, and that's the only way you're gonna have a good headshot in.
I'm gonna start thinking about this more again, because well, hang on, we got the eco round doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, another eco round. It's gonna be a free win here, but Rush trying to make that true, and it's not gonna happen. It's 2 or 4 for Cloud9 here to see a.
It's a strong wrap.
This is something where Tim and FNS just kind of have to peek around, see if they can get some kills, and if nothing comes in the next 5-10 seconds, I guess it's 12-4. They might try to go for it regardless.
This is going to be quite awkward. Finesse working his way around with the UMP. Should be very effective. No one has. Finesse!
Oh, Pujan.
So I'm talking about.
Why has he done that? Did the Henry Dean impression. How has he done that?
He did mention that yesterday. I haven't seen it much. That was the first time I've seen it, but James was saying, you know, because I was talking about FNS actually has pretty sharp aim, and James was saying he kind of, was it you?
Yeah,
about the shake a little bit. He has a little bit of a panic, kind of a Kajer by, Bull by, Jig Bop Boom. One of those names, kind of like his sense. But right there, that was a full quick switch error.
Dear oh dear. It's always, almost always, well, often Inferno as well. There's a funny one where he had flanked 2 people top mid with a pistol. Daze was here at the time, and I thought he should have knifed the first guy and shot the second guy, but he failed to kill both of them with a pistol. He's completely panicked. Like when you grip the mouse too hard and you can see the guys, you know, kind of losing control because he's too much muscle engagement.
That's really interesting. For me, that's like the state of mind stuff is really interesting with CS, or just competitive anything really. Like that. It's just perhaps, you know, a situation where you're just not a grounded person. You're just like not grounded enough to just be completely relaxed into that moment, because you know that you should get 2 kills, so you create this expectation immediately, and then then the lead on from that is, what if I mess it up, and then the lead on from that is, if, you know, it's just like this pressure. Then pressure starts to happen. But the people that just are super focused, they're just still in the moment, and I just do this. I'm just doing my job.
It becomes a very profound conversation at that point. Yeah.
Yeah, I think meditation and stuff like that, like being able to be more present, is very beneficial for people who aren't as naturally good at that skill. Because some people are naturally really good at that, but maybe they're bad at something else, like bad at aiming, so then they'll practice aim. Like, it's just one of those things that some people are naturally better at it than others, I think.
It's funny, I've always felt like when it comes to like aim or duels or fights, I have like an uncanny ability to just like not care about anything and focus on my fight and be very like in tune with it. But where my lack of groundedness comes, and I like this fight for B control as we're speaking. This is cool that they don't give it up to them. They know if they do this, and now they got that second kill. They do have to be aware that a guy could be already in the site, but they have to get the smokes off fast enough.
And actually, I also have another point about your crosshair thing, which leads into that discussion too. In a moment, as we'll see Optic finishing off the round. It seems Config has opened up the B-bomb site, and he's fully aware no one else is really here. He's going to do a bit of a check. He's got the high grounds, but this should be an easy situation to play out. And Cloud9 will have to save. So I guess we do have a moment to mention it.
Yeah.
I was just going to quickly say that we talked about your big crosshair earlier. You were asking me about it, and I want to test it out a little bit. But I think there's a really big difference between the amount of focus you have on the game. Because if you've ever experienced being in the zone, when you're in the zone, you are deeply focused. You're very, 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 very focused, but it doesn't feel like you're focused. And so there's like this difference sometimes, like with your crosshair thing, it reminds me of sort of having like that sort of same soft kind of focus where you're just taking in all the information, you're absorbing everything, and just still able to just like play in your subconscious, have
we
super
had a
fast
sports
reactions.
psychologist on C9 who just referred to it as like flow state.
Flow state, yeah.
You know, and so his goal basically, his whole goal for all of our divisions at the time was to just help everyone realize like what it feels like to be in that state, so that, and then the second part of that was having a reset trigger, so that when something's tilting you or whatever your weakness may be, whatever situation may pull it out, try to identify that situation so when it does happen, you have kind of like a muscle memory in terms of
you
psychologically.
Yeah.
So it's pretty neat, and it definitely helped me in one area of our like issues that I was having. So it's pretty cool.
So yeah, it's a really good discussion to have, especially as the opposite. I think people can focus too much in the wrong way, and that it will feel like you're focusing. It's like when someone, this is a really classic situation, you're having a bad game and you're like, I'm going to try really hard right now. I'm going to try as hard as I possibly can.
Yeah.
But in doing so, it creates an opposite effect because you bring everything too much into the conscious mind where you have less bandwidth. And
you're like putting this pressure on yourself, so anything that goes against you accomplishing that goal, now you feel as like a form of anxiousness almost.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
it's pretty weird. It's actually weird to have like, to feel like it doesn't matter when something goes wrong, but also still be focused on wanting whatever that victory is. Whenever people ask me that consistency question on stream, my answer is either one of two things. It's either something about that, which is like talking about their mindset and how they perceive everything, and then the other question is like, are they just talking about getting more kills? Because that's a separate combo than actual consistent performance, which is mostly a mental game.
Absolutely, yeah. And that's actually an interesting one too, because I think when you come upon that realization, as we see this is an easy eco rounds by Optic, when you come upon that realization that you can't sort of just try your way to having great performances, I think it encourages people to not chase their losses as much. Because I think if you're having a bad day, which we all have, you can create a situation where you're just going to put yourself in a bad state, generally speaking, like emotionally. And
people have a poor game and they go deathmatch for an hour or something, think it's going to change much, but
sometimes it's just better to hang up the mouse after an hour and a half as opposed to just chasing for like 5 hours. If you're having a bad day, if you're having problems with focus, just generally speaking, just do something more productive.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Knowing when to hang it up is a good thing.
Sometimes just even stepping out front door, go for a quick walk.
Yeah.
It will give you a nice refresher. React differently than you normally would,
Okay, John, I'd love to continue this
discussion. Yeah,
I'd
love to continue, but we're going into the gun round.
Into the buy rounds.
James over here
it's
meditating.
Great. Easy life for me.
Production
easy
over here
skins,
stopped
easy
working.
life.
They're meditating. Everyone's got somehow their togas on. Anyways, all right. Let's see the approach here. It's Inferno's a fun map always because it's pretty neutral in terms of like once all the nades are said and done. It's pretty easy. It's almost like a Dust 2. Like, you know where people could be.
Oh,
there's a tag. Nice.
So a solid nade by Tim there.
Zam's become such a good AWPer in the last few years. Definitely learned from his experience at the upper echelons of Counter-Strike.
Yes. He used to be so risky, wasn't he? Just like all sort of mechanic, like raw skill and sort of didn't quite have the positioning game, didn't have like the thinking game as much.
The decision making has vastly improved, and he's Config rather, is about to flash his teammates in for a burst top mid, including out of Boiler, which I always love to see. Don't see this often enough.
Yeah, and they will get the top mid control for free. As Tyler opted for the B stack, which was an odd decision, and maybe he'll get back in time to hold the arch, but as of now, the A guys in pit have to worry about the rat because FNS is saying I don't have it yet. All right, I got it. Now he has it, and they should be fine. See how he can do here. He's gonna go down and start the pinch.
You can see that that death prompted a Molotov into the balcony so that the defense on A could split the offense, but in reality, they're going for that B play. Skadoodle will respond with a frag, but it's down to Automatic on the actual site to stop the bomb from being planted. There's a really big time pressure for Optic. They've got 20 seconds to plant this bomb. Automatic has the angle as well, and doesn't look like they'll flash him off of it. He just has to hit the shot. Ooh, doesn't get a chance. It seems like Config is going to get him. Seemed like Automatic had some
unlucky timing almost. He was right behind the timing of those guys coming in. Probably would have had a freebie.
Stanislaw taken out immediately at the bottom of Banana, leaving 2. Config making his way towards CT angle. Perhaps he'll be the initial engager, or maybe he pops out after Shazam takes the first shot. Off angle for Shazam. I think he's been spotted. I think Tarek saw an elbow, but the clock is ticking. Is the teammate covering his back? Eventually he is, and there comes Shazam. There he goes. Tough retake for Cloud9, but they managed to do it.
Did you see the 180 there from Tarek, James? How clean that was. Clean 180.
Clean. I didn't. I was fixing my headset.
Yeah, it's just one of the things that everyone should be able to do. Is just a super clean 180, and that like in your muscle memory with a mouse lift, where you reset.
Know roughly where you're going to stop.
Yeah, and then you have the reset afterwards, so you can aim perfectly after the mouse lift.
It's another tangent I'm sure me and you could rant about warming up and getting your hands.
Yeah.
I was talking to people the other day about DMing and just literally like snapping their mouse anywhere. Don't even focus on kills, just how fast you're getting the kill. Just try to snap your arms down so you can feel the weight of your mouse, feel your arm that day.
Okay, Jordan, we're doing podcasts together.
Listen, all right, Joe Rogan's in. Hey, pause the match. I have something to say. All right, we're taking mid control here. As you see, they don't necessarily need to hit the site, right? They have mid control. Shazam's going to do a little bit of his prodding. Assuming there's not an op at A, and he assumed wrong. Or at that side of the map, rather, because, you know, Skadoodle's normally at the arch. So he's probably assuming he's going to see a rifler.
Optic need to frag out now. Cloud9 know everything that they're doing. They don't have any banana control. It feels very awkward at the moment. Optic are probably thinking that themselves as well. Can we still go back? We have some time. But they don't know anything about Banana just yet. They're going to commit straight into the site. Stan with the YP gets Skadoodle. That's a big frag. The AWP's gone, but Rush in pit, and they're just 1v1ing him. That's not the way to do it. And that is a round that fell very flat from Optic.
It's almost like Tyler wasn't expecting to flash there. He just stood still after he got blind and got blasted. Must have happened too quick on his screen. It just felt like C9 has mostly been in the driver's seat. It's so weird. Every time, you know, even when Optic has some of these advantages, they're still finding their confidence in their footing. So.
Double snipers for Cloud9. Make it 1. Single sniper now. Skadoodle, perhaps not expecting them to be in such a good spot. Tarek will pick up the sniper rifle instead. I hope he dropped his M4 first, otherwise Shazam would have seen it flying onto the floor when the gun was collected, which is an early warning system.
I like that Molotov from Tarek to stop not only the boiler push, but the porch push as well, and give himself time to come around to this box and be able to cause a crossfire and get himself that frag.
To the right, multiple. To the left.
To the day, to the night.
The fact that they might actually be able to win this round, although Tim already is ahead on the rotate, I think was able to spot Stan go back porch. Not positive though, and FNS will be.
Oh wow, Stan's actually created an opportunity here. He's going to wrap around apartments.
Smart move by him, because obviously the opera could still be library. He's assuming that. Tim guessing, but guessing wrong.
This is crazy. I thought after Tarek gets those 2 kills, the round's done. I thought you were going to go full Rory workout there, James, for a moment, but...
No, it was just he got a shot to the right and the left on the box. I said right and left, not left and right as well.
I know. I tried to force it. I was like, I'm going with this. Rory workout. Stanislaw's trying to give Automatic a bit of a workout here. With all the running he's been doing all around the entire map. Find himself onto the bomb. He's just going to go for the hold. I think that's probably the best play here. Oh, he may have done it as well. Oh, he gets it. That's so heartbreaking for Optic.
Why must I cry? Why must I cry? Why?
Yeah. Well. NT. I don't know what else. Yeah, I guess. I didn't even know he left. Yeah, could he have stayed halls? Etc, etc. That's how she goes in Counter-Strike. Tyler gonna go for another mid pick here, maybe? Nope.
Waiting for the second mid timing, off the wall. Off the wall like Michael Jackson. But no significant damage done. Last chance saloon for Optic Gaming. They need all the rounds now, all 6 rounds. And Cloud9 keep changing their CT setup. Tarek holding Arch from inside CT spawn. Behind the pillar. Then double short play. Including one of these plays on the pit. Ooh, is this the one we saw from Bolts recently? I think it is.
It's going to drop off the balcony.
Oh, that's the one that goes a bit too deep. So, someone's been watching our videos, I think.
James is very experienced because you were trying to do this one, so you could recognize immediately how far it dropped.
Yeah.
Right, so you went too far down.
Yeah, it's, I don't know, Bolts made it look so easy, but trying to replicate it. It falls between the pit and the hay bales. It's a satisfying shot from Automatic. But ideally, basically, that smoke lands on top of the hay bales rather than going in between. And then there's more space for Stanislaw to move out of the balcony. But as you can see, there is more practice to be done.
Yeah. It's an awkward position too because Cloud9 are pretty prepared. Skadoodle on the Arch side. Do they have a flashbang for him? No, they don't. The time is really of the essence here. He's going to flash for his teammates at quarters. He takes another peek towards the Arch side, knowing that they're fairly far away, still at the beginning of the choke point. Now finally they will make their way around. But do they have time to really play this out? They don't have any margin for error. 2 quick kills for Cloud9, and that's just going to be the round over and the match. 16-9.